Systems as different as night and day. Some walk unguarded among their people, others move only behind tanks, drones, and hidden fortresses. In this countdown, we reveal the stunning extremes of protection and the leader who stands above them all. 1. José Mujica, the barefoot president. While most presidents ride in armored limousines and live in palaces, José Mujica, former president of Uruguay, chose a path of radical simplicity. He drove an old 1987 Volkswagen Beetle, worth only $1,800, lived on a small farmhouse with his wife, and grew chrysanthemums to sell at markets. Nearly 90% of his salary went to charities. What truly set Mujica apart was his rejection of traditional security. No motorcade, no bodyguards, no bulletproof vests. He walked freely among his people. He refused the presidential palace and instead lived in a humble home with a leaky roof. Having survived solitary confinement as a former guerrilla fighter, Mujica believed that fear should never rule his life. "I'd rather be killed than live in a golden cage," he once declared. His approach shocked the world. Critics called him reckless, arguing that leaders are constant targets. Supporters hailed him as the most authentic leader of modern times, a man who proved that true power comes not from luxury or protection, but from integrity and trust. Mujica's minimalist lifestyle became a global symbol of humility and selfless governance, reminding us that sometimes the greatest armor is honesty and courage. 2. Rodrigo Duterte, the street rider. In a world of bulletproof glass and 20-car convoys, Rodrigo Duterte, former president of the Philippines, stood out with his unconventional style. Instead of armored limousines, he roared through Manila on a motorcycle, flanked not by elite guards but by his biker friends. No flashing sirens, no helicopters overhead, just leather jackets and raw confidence. Nicknamed the Punisher, Duterte ruled with an iron fist, earning both admiration and controversy. But it wasn't only his politics that shocked the world. It was his casual approach to security. By relying on loyal companions and projecting fear through his reputation, Duterte turned motorcycle rides into statements of dominance. His friends doubled as protectors, and his aura became his armor. His annual presidential salary was only about $28,000, a modest figure compared to global leaders. Yet the real shield he carried was fear, free of charge, wielded masterfully to maintain control. To his supporters, this made him accessible and fearless. To his critics, it was reckless and risky. But one truth remained. Duterte created an image of untouchable power, not by hiding behind steel, but by embodying intimidation and raw authority. 3. Pope Francis, holiness wrapped in armor. When it comes to spiritual leadership, Pope Francis stands as a symbol of humility and compassion. He is seen touching hands, blessing children, and embracing the poor with warmth and sincerity. Yet behind this image of closeness lies one of the most carefully designed protection systems in the world. At his side is the Swiss Guard, the world's oldest active military unit, instantly recognizable in their Renaissance-style uniforms. But their colorful appearance hides rigorous modern combat training, making them one of the most elite protective forces alive. For public appearances, the Pope rides in the Popemobile, a custom bulletproof vehicle worth more than $600,000, engineered not only to shield him from harm, but also to keep him visible to the faithful. Beyond visible security, a hidden web of Vatican intelligence, plainclothes officers, and digital surveillance constantly monitors threats across the globe. When Pope Francis travels internationally, entire cities are reshaped, streets closed, buildings scanned, rooftops guarded. His 2015 U.S. visit, for example, was treated as a presidential-level security operation by the Secret Service. The paradox is striking. A man of peace wrapped in steel. It reflects today's reality that even the most humble and holy figure must balance openness with vigilance. Pope Francis embodies grace under armor, humility surrounded by high alert. 4. Shinzo Abe, the tragic gap in security. In a nation where gun violence is almost non-existent, Japan was shattered in 2022 when former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was assassinated in broad daylight. It was an event that stunned the world and exposed a chilling truth. No system of protection is ever perfect. Abe had a trained security detail, but that day in Nara, everything unraveled within seconds. The assassin approached with a homemade gun, fired once, reloaded, and fired again, while guards reacted too late. It was not just an attack. but a catastrophic failure of anticipation and coordination. Japan, known for strict gun laws and political stability, suddenly found itself vulnerable in ways few imagined. The assassins' motives were personal, not tied to terrorism or ideology, which made the tragedy even more shocking. Abe's death was not only the loss of Japan's longest-serving prime minister, but also a wake-up call for a nation that believed itself secure. In the aftermath, Japan overhauled its protective standards. Crowds are now more tightly controlled, surveillance intensified, and millions poured into new equipment and training. Abe's assassination revealed that even in the most peaceful societies, vigilance is no longer optional. It is essential. His legacy is forever tied not only to leadership, but also to a stark lesson in security. 5. Narendra Modi, tactical tech armor. Protecting the Prime Minister of a nation with over 1.4 billion people is no ordinary task. It is a military-grade mission. Narendra Modi's security, managed by India's Special Protection Group, SPG, is among the most advanced on Earth. Their motto is simple: no room for error. His motorcade includes bulletproof BMW 7 Series sedans, each customized with reinforced steel, run-flat tires, and airtight cabins that can withstand chemical attacks, costing more than $1.2 million per vehicle. But that's only the beginning. Modi's team also carries tactical briefcases that instantly unfold into ballistic shields, straight out of a spy thriller. Every public appearance is choreographed to the second. Drone jammers, facial recognition technology, and sniper teams are positioned discreetly at every corner. Airspace over his events is locked down, roads sealed, and speeches delivered under portable bulletproof canopies. Meanwhile, digital scanners sweep the crowd in real time for anomalies or heat signatures. Why such extreme measures? Modi has faced multiple assassination plots and threats from both domestic radicals and foreign terror groups. His protection costs India an estimated $180 million annually, funded by taxpayers. Beyond defense, this security acts as political armor, an image of power, technology, and national pride. In today's volatile world, Narendra Modi doesn't just stand as India's leader, he stands as a fortress in motion. Emmanuel Macron, the fortified statesman leading one of Europe's most influential nations, comes at a high price, and Emmanuel Macron knows it well. As president of France, a country marked by political volatility, mass protests, and terror threats, his security ranks among the most fortified in Europe. His presidential convoy includes custom-armored Peugeot 5008s, each reinforced to withstand explosives and high-caliber attacks, valued at more than $500,000. He is flanked by elite GIGN units, France's top-tier tactical police, ensuring every angle is covered. Inside the Élysée Palace, advanced surveillance and facial recognition systems screen every visitor, while armed guards patrol rooftops. Yet even with such layers of defense, unexpected breaches occur. In 2021, Macron was slapped in public during a walkabout, an incident that shocked the world and proved that no security system is truly invincible. With widespread unrest over pension reforms and protests often turning violent, security around Macron has intensified. Drones, undercover spotters, and behavioral analysts now scan crowds for potential threats before they materialize. France reportedly spends more than $120 million annually on presidential protection. The paradox is clear. Macron strives to interact directly with citizens, yet every step he takes is shadowed by steel, vigilance, and risk. In today's Europe, politics is not just about policy, it is about survival. 7. Nicolás Maduro, the human shield president. When your nation is collapsing and enemies lurk both inside and out, survival becomes the only mission. Nicolás Maduro, Venezuela's embattled president, learned this in 2018 during a shocking moment. 2 explosive-laden drones targeted him during a military parade. He survived, but nothing was ever the same again. Since that day, Maduro's security has become militarized and hyper-reactive. At public events, a wall of armed guards instantly surrounds him at the slightest sign of danger. A living, breathing human shield. His convoys resemble wartime battalions, packed with armored SUVs, motorcycles, and escorts carrying live ammunition, fingers on the trigger. Overhead, drones patrol the skies while snipers take positions on rooftops. His private residence in Caracas is fortified with blast-proof gates, anti-drone jammers, and underground panic bunkers rumored to cost more than $20 million in upgrades. Access to him is extremely limited, even for senior officials. Maduro's security is not just about defense, it is theater. It sends a message: I am untouchable. In a country consumed by turmoil, rebellion, and mistrust, his fortress-like protection reflects not prestige but fear. For Maduro, survival is no longer a symbol of status, it is a fight at all costs. 8. Kim Jong-un, the paranoid fortress. In North Korea, protection is not just defense, it is absolute control. Kim Jong-un, the supreme leader, lives in a bubble of paranoia and dominance where every detail of his life is secured. His bodyguards don't just walk beside his car, they sprint in synchronized formation, ready to intercept threats within seconds. Every meal is pre-tasted for poison. Every route is scouted in advance. Even barbers and servants are vetted for loyalty, with betrayal often punished by disappearance. His armored Mercedes Maybach, imported from Germany in violation of sanctions, is a $500,000 fortress on wheels, protected against bullets, gas, and even electromagnetic pulses. His residences, scattered across secret locations, are connected by underground tunnels, escape routes, and bunkers reportedly costing tens of millions of dollars. Public appearances are rare, carefully staged, and choreographed to the smallest detail. Kim's obsession with survival is more than personal, it is state policy. In Pyongyang, his security is inseparable from the regime itself. Loyalty is absolute, suspicion is constant, and fear is the currency of power. To the outside world, he is a living fortress, a leader so protected that even his presence feels untouchable. 9. Donald Trump, billionaire under siege. Few former presidents attract as much attention or as many threats as Donald Trump. Polarizing, wealthy, and controversial, he requires military-grade protection every single day. More than 300 Secret Service agents shield him at all times, supported by counter-sniper units, tactical drivers, cyber experts, and even K-9 squads trained to detect explosives. His movements are monitored with drones and advanced facial recognition software. And then there is Mar-a-Lago, his lavish Florida resort, transformed into a fortress. Armed guards patrol the grounds, robotic dogs roam the perimeter, Coast Guard boats secure the surrounding waters, and thermal cameras scan the estate around the clock. Maintaining this defense costs an estimated $40,000 per day. Trump's armored Cadillac, known as the Beast, is a rolling bunker with doors as heavy as a Boeing 737s, capable of withstanding chemical attacks or even rocket fire. Even while golfing, he is shadowed by a full team of security personnel. For Trump, protection is not a luxury, it is survival. His legacy and influence make him a constant target, and his gilded defenses reflect the reality of a man under siege. To supporters, it proves his significance. To critics, it highlights the paranoia of power. Either way, few figures on Earth walk with this much armor. 10. Xi Jinping, the military state. When it comes to raw, unshakable power, no leader is more protected than Xi Jinping. His personal security is indistinguishable from China's national defense, an entire machine of surveillance, soldiers, and steel working in perfect coordination. With over 2 million active troops at his disposal, Xi is shielded by layers of security unmatched anywhere on Earth. Every public appearance is surrounded by concentric rings of defense. Armed military police, facial recognition systems scanning thousands in seconds, drones buzzing overhead, and satellite surveillance watching from above. Access to him is strictly limited. Even his personal translator must pass national clearance. His aircraft, a modified Air China 747, is outfitted with encrypted communications, missile defense systems, and a secure command center capable of directing military responses mid-air. Meanwhile, his residences are fortified with underground tunnels, bunkers, and escape routes, projects said to cost tens of millions of dollars. Xi's public spectacles, such as the $10 billion military parade showcasing nuclear missiles and stealth bombers, are not just displays of strength, but political messages. I am the state. With wealth estimated in the billions and interwoven into every corner of China's economy, Xi Jinping stands not merely as a leader, but as an impenetrable fortress, where protection itself has become the embodiment of power. From barefoot leaders to military fortresses, power always walks with danger. Which style of protection shocked you most? Comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.